Only in Kentucky can a single county claim the site of a tragic massacre, a gorge filled with world-class climbing, and a festival built around Appalachian memories. Hi, I'm Michael, and I'm learning a little bit more about Kentucky, one county at a time, all 120 of them. And today, I'm learning about Menifee County. Menifee County sits in eastern Kentucky within the Appalachian Plateau, and while the region belongs to the eastern Kentucky coalfield, the defining features here are the water and the woods. The Red River cuts a gorge along the southern boundary of the county, creating valleys that drop 500 feet below the surrounding ridges. The Licking River flows through the western section of the county, where engineers constructed the Cave Run Lake Reservoir during the 1970s to provide flood control. The land rises from these river valleys to reach elevations over 1,400 feet near the community of Fagan. Today, the population is roughly 6,400. Archaeologists excavated sites such as the W.S. Webb Memorial Rock Shelter, uncovering artifacts dating to the Fort Ancient culture. Researchers found stone tools, pottery fragments, and cord remnants left behind by inhabitants who used the area between 1000 and 1750 CE. Scientists also discovered ancient carvings locating the Skidmore Petroglyphs near the town of Fagan and the Spratt Petroglyphs near Frenchburg. Settlement began earnestly in the early 1800s as pioneers traveled through passes like Pound Gap to establish farms in the river valleys. The topography prevented the development of plantation agriculture, leaving the economy reliant on other types of farming and timber harvesting. The pioneer era produced local folklore and historical markers that still define the region's culture, such as the Murder Branch Massacre, which occurred in April of 1793. A group of indigenous warriors attacked Morgan Station in neighboring Montgomery County and captured 19 residents. A group of settlers pursued the raiding party into Menifee County, where a skirmish occurred near a creek. The warriors killed several captives at the site, and the area later became known as Murder Branch. This tragedy represented the last raid into Kentucky. The county also claims a unique piece of industrial history. J.T. Mason built the Beaver Dam Furnace in 1819, constructing a sandstone pyramid that stood 35 feet high in the forest. Workers utilized local timber to create charcoal, which fueled the furnace as it processed iron ore. The facility produced nails, iron kettles, skillets, and plow plates, which workers transported downriver on flatboats. The furnace operated for decades before depleting the timber and shutting down in the 1870s. Well, the Kentucky legislature officially established Menifee County in 1869 by carving territory from Bath, Montgomery, Morgan, Powell, and Wolfe counties. Lawmakers intended to name the jurisdiction for Richard Hickman Menifee, spelled M-E-N-E-F-E-E, a popular orator and former congressman. However, a clerk misspelled his name during the legislative process, and the spelling error remains codified today. Officials designated Frenchburg as the county seat, naming the town to honor Judge Richard French, a statesman who had lost a congressional campaign against Menifee years earlier. Lawmakers literally named the county after the winner and the town after the loser. Frenchburg was officially incorporated in 1871, and crews completed the first courthouse the following year. The terrain prevented major Civil War battles from occurring within its borders, but the area remained strategically important. Union forces occupied McCormick's Gap to guard the mountain routes toward Pound Gap. A skirmish occurred at this location in September of 1864 when Confederate raiders clashed with Union cavalry. Guerrilla fighting disrupted trade and created chaos for civilian residents until the war concluded. The 19th century brought industrial development to the region as investors built the Mount Sterling Coal and Lumber Railroad during the 1880s, laying narrow tracks through the communities of Denniston and Fagan. The railroad served logging camps and a lumber mill operated by A.B. Hamilton at McCausey Ridge. The trains hauled timber out of the mountains and transported the lumber downriver to larger markets. The timber supply eventually ran out, and the railroad abandoned the line in 1911, returning the county to rural isolation. But the 20th century introduced vital services to the county. Dr. Edward Owings Garrett established the United Presbyterian Center in Frenchburg in 1909, a project that provided the only secondary education available in Menifee County at the time. The organization built the Jane Cook Hospital on the campus in 1915, providing the only medical facility located between Lexington and Ashland for many, many years. The Frenchburg School campus eventually expanded to include a gym, student dorms, and a training shop. Builders utilized colonial revival architecture across the property, and the federal government added the campus to the National Register of Historic Places in 1978. Officials replaced the original courthouse in 1928, constructing a stone building that still stands today. However, the county opened a modern courthouse adjacent to the old structure in 2003. Engineers dramatically altered the landscape during the 1960s. The Licking River had a long history of catastrophic flooding, prompting the Army Corps of Engineers to construct a dam across the waterway. The project took nearly a decade to complete, and the resulting reservoir opened in 1974. As mentioned, Cave Run Lake covers over 8,200 acres, offering opportunities for sailing and fishing while transforming the western edge of the county into a recreation destination. The 21st century brought tragedy to the region, unfortunately. A severe storm moved across Kentucky on March 2, 2012, generating an EF3 tornado that touched down and ripped through Menifee County. The funnel struck the community of Wellington, devastating the landscape. The winds destroyed homes, shattered businesses, and leveled forests. The tornado killed 3 people in Menifee County and injured dozens more. The community spent years clearing the debris and rebuilding the towns. The current economy relies heavily on public services and manufacturing. The Menifee County Board of Education serves as the largest employer in the county, operating an elementary school and a high school in Frenchburg. The healthcare sector provides a significant employment through local clinics, while factories and building trades offer jobs in manufacturing and construction. Agriculture remains a cultural touchstone as families maintain farms and raise cattle and poultry across the rolling ridges. The county recently received investments to upgrade infrastructure in 2023. The state awarded nearly $3 million to fund public work projects in Menifee County. Officials utilized the grants to refurbish the Big Woods water tank, replace sewer lines, and resurface rural roads, including Simon Fugate Road and Tilley's Lane. The funding also provided nearly $1 million to expand the kitchen at the Menifee Senior Center, ensuring the facility could continue providing meals to older adults. Residents enjoy incredible access to outdoor recreation. The Gladdy Visitor Center serves as a gateway to the Red River Gorge, providing trail maps and safety information for hikers and supporting rock climbers exploring the Daniel Boone National Forest. One native caught my attention. Bonnie Consolo, born in Frenchburg in 1938 without arms, became an inspirational speaker and disability advocate. She appeared on multiple TV programs in the 1960s and starred in a film documenting her daily life. As far as community names go, Denniston was named for Joseph C. Denniston, the first postmaster in the area. The community of Means took its name from a local landowning family, while Scranton was named after the city in Pennsylvania. The community of Mariba honors a woman named Mariba Osborne Taylor. The community gathers for annual events to celebrate its heritage. The Frenchburg Menifee Chamber of Commerce hosts the Menifee Mountain Memories Festival every June, featuring live music, car shows, food vendors, and local crafts. The Menifee Community Theater Group often presents a theatrical production during the festival, sharing Appalachian stories collected from citizens over time. So, that's Menifee County. What'd I get wrong this time?